All right, shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. It's all praises. Okay. To who the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, Ba'ashem meaning in the name Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also, I want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful, like precious word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah and the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another video to edify. And I wanted to touch on the Queen. Thank God the Queen is dead, right? And all around the world, there's been people sitting there celebrating this. While Esau tries to suppress it, I believe there's way more people celebrating the death of this demonic ass female uh, than there are people actually mourning the departure, right? So I have to get a drink of water. But ultimately, I got some articles and everything because this is indicative of the wicked's rule, right? People celebrating their fall like this, right? And more information is coming out now that this devil died, and it's all coming in at once. And the ritual sacrifices that these devils do, the wickedness that they've done, the depravity, is all being floated up to the surface, and it's spiritual, man. It's spiritual. The Lord is revealing the wicked, right? And I'm gonna get a few precepts because it's real clutch how all this came about, and Esau's kingdom is crumbling, and what the top Edomite female devil finally bit the dust, right? So this is article right here. I got 3 different ones of people celebrating. It says video shows Irish football fans celebrating Queen's death. It says while much of the Commonwealth today grieves the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, some football fans in Ireland celebrated the news. A video circulating online shows football fans chanting in celebration at what is understood to be Dublin's Talagat Stadium. I believe that's how you say it. Lizzy's in a box. They sang to the tune of the KC and the Sunshine Band song, "Give It Up," right? And these gotta be some Jace. Right, because of the amount of atrocities that the British Empire has done to those in Ireland. It's up there. People act like this woman was a damn saint. She's a fucking demon, man. And her whole family and bloodline, all you Edomites are damn demons, bro. And this blood-sucking leech right here that tries to humble herself in front of everybody, act like she's a sentiment of righteousness. Hey, people forget how they had to ostracize, I think it's Prince Charles, him and his demon, his tear. They were doing some hazing ass shit to that nigga woman, that so-called nigga woman, because she's a chair, because she looked like the other nations, right? She looked like an Israelite, right? So them motherfuckers is righteous as hell. Now, this next article, it says why Black Twitter is on fire after Queen Elizabeth II's death. It says Queen Elizabeth II's death, age 96, has sparked a flood of tributes and fond words for a beloved monarch who reigned for a record-breaking 7 years before passing away. Now the scriptures tell you. Let me see. Let me get this. Psalm 73 and 3. It says, "For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not troubled as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride comes to them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than a heart can wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. Meaning they get all the substance, all the nourishment of the earth, and this devil is one of them, right? How is it that this demon owns such a large swath of land throughout the world when there's more than enough proof that a lot of the wealth that they have is stolen? They set up laws so you can't even pull these devils into court, right? It says, and they say, how doth the Most High know? And is there any knowledge of the Most High? Behold, these are ungodly who prosper in the world, they increase in riches, and this devil has been that. And so back to the article. It says from world leaders to members of the public, social media landscape has been filled with expressions of sadness. In the hour since, it has announced that uh, the sovereign had died a at Scotland Balmoral Castle. However, a number of Black Twitter users have taken the opportunity to mark the Queen's death as something of a moment to celebrate, with a range of memes and explan- explanatory threads filling the timeline. Black Twitter is on fire today. Read one viral tweet which showed an image of a man posing seamlessly victoriously beside a grave that had been mocked up as the Queen's. Showing a similar sentiment, another popular tweet showed the words, "We are sad to announce that the Queen has died," alongside a picture of the late Princess Diana laughing, styled to represent Black Twitter's feelings on the news. No Jake should mourn the death of this demon, man. The royal family was wicked as hell. When you go into the history on them, nothing that they did was done in righteousness. The Queen ascended to the throne uh, to the throne at a time of change for the British Empire, and in the subsequent forming of the Commonwealth nations. Many people from former colonies consider her a figurehead of the brutality their people suffered under the British Empire. Right? So let me get this other one, and then we'll get some precepts. Right? It says, after the Queen's death, victims of the British imperialism say no mourning. Right? It says, as millions of Britons and admirers of the world over mourned Queen Elizabeth II's death Thursday. Sorry. Others, especially the nations formerly colonized by the British Empire, voiced reminders of the horrendous cruelties perpetrated against them during the monarch's reign. We do not mourn the death of Elizabeth. Because of us, her death is a reminder of a very tragic period in the country in Africa's history, declared Julius Melma. Melma, it says, head of the left-wing economic freedom fighters party in South Africa. Elizabeth ascended to the throne in 1952, reigning for 70 years as the head of an institution built up, sustained, and living off a brutal legacy of dehumanization of millions of people across the world. He continued, during her 70-year reign as queen, she never once acknowledged the atrocities that her family inflicted on native people, that Britain invaded across. Yeah, that Britain invaded across the world, Melma noted she willingly benefited from the wealth and that was attained from the exploitation and murder of millions of people across the world. The British royal family stands on the shoulders of millions of slaves who were shipped away from the continent to serve the interests of the racist white capital accumulation at the century of which lies the British royal family. You see, so everybody's sitting there. Only ones that are sitting there mourning as devil are Edomites and confused ass niggas, right? But the rest of the world, they're celebrating the death of this demon. Now, the scriptures tell you. Let's get into it, because thank God the Lord got this demon, but she's gonna come back and she's gonna be put in slavery, as said the scriptures. For what a man done, for what a man sowed, that shall he reap. And her family, her bloodline, her as well, have done some wicked things in earth, man. Let's start off with Proverbs 11 and 10. And it says, when it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perisheth, there is shouting. And that's what is happening. The wicked is perished and people are celebrating. Right? Michael Jackson passed away, niggas was mourning. Right? So the wicked perisheth and people are shouting. Nobody cares that this devil died. Nobody is mourning this devil because she's a demon. And it's gonna be like this on a grand scale when the Lord puts all these heathen down, man. Chiefly Esau, man. Even the other nations are gonna be glad that Israel's taking over, man. This is Isaiah 14. Started for it says that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? This is talking about, the chief city, which is America now, but you can tie this back to the royal family. They were part of the building up of this place. This is the mother of America, right? Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, right? One of the scepters of the rulers have been broken, right? He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. The last article I read, they were telling you about this history of them just decimating people by wicked oppression. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. See, when these devils get put out of this earth, people are going to finally get a breath of fresh air. Even the heathen, even though they're going to be under the thumb of the Israelites, brutal slavery for that first 1,000 years, right? Even though that's going to be the case, or however long it's going to be, hey, we're going to deal better with them than Esau ever did. Right? It says, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So this is the sentiment that the people are giving now. Right? This is Ecclesiasticus 10. And yeah, here it is. 10 and I'll start at 29. It says, who will justify him that sinneth against his own soul? And who will honor him that dishonoreth his own life? And these devils have done that. Through rape, robbing, and pillaging the entire world, everybody is just waiting for these devils to croak. Right? Verse 29. Verse 30. It says, the poor man is honored for his skill. Talking about Jake. We are seriously honored for our skill. Even in a low base state we're in, right? You got people in high up positions buying jerseys just because it says Jake's last names on it. Wanted to see them shake their hands because of the talent that we have, the skill we have. It says, and the rich man is honored for his riches. And this is what these devils have been. They've been honored because they're riches. But when that money crashes, who's going to honor them anymore? He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches, right? So, Jake, we're honored in poverty now. People look at us like we're the strong. They know that we're the strongest, right? They know we have the most skill. We're the best athletes, best entertainers, best singers. We have really the best inventions. Everything that you people can't keep your hands off today started with Jake. Washing machines, cell phones, everything, right? It says, in verse 31, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? And this devil's been dishonorable in riches. So when the time comes where the Lord puts him down, like when you go into the New Testament, it talks about what that great gulf fixed between the rich and the poor man. That devil is going to be brought back into that hellish condition, which is going to be slavery under the Israelites that's in righteousness. And she's going to be looking up like, man, help me. And there's not going to be any help. Right? This is Habakkuk 2. I think I'll end it on this one. Habakkuk 2. And start at 7. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? And thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Right? This royal family spoiled many nations, man. People, hey, Europe is gonna be on fire. Right? If you think Jake isn't gonna be storming Buckingham Palace, you gotta be out of your mind. Because I have spoiled many people, many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. And these devils have covered with the evil covetousness. Is when you go, right? I was watching a video that the elder put up. And they go into all these artifacts, right? Elder Yachamarama and 2 through. Go into all these artifacts that these devils stole from all these nations. They even stole the identity, trying to say that she was of the seed of Abraham, of the righteous lineage. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Because if they were, why is the world like this? Why are there reports of people being in human sacrifices and shit like that within their rulership? Why is that a problem? Why were they caught up in the scandal with Epstein, George Epstein or Jeffrey Epstein? Because these are the children of the wicked. All the theft, all the robbery, man. Right? So back on this, it says verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. That's why all these people are sitting there rooting for the death of the queen, man. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood and establisheth the city by iniquity. And this is what the royal family's done. Really, all you Edomites, all your power structure has You built a town with blood. You established yourself with iniquity, lies, robbing, taking from the people. Look, this is the only demon smiling. All right, only the Edomites are smiling in these pictures. And look, the people that are actually in those lands, that own those, that are supposed to be in those lands, none of them are smiling. How was that? Wickedness, man. Hey, this is why the scriptures tell you sit on the ground, there is no throne. These duffers are going to be dethroned. The Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call Allah Yahweh Shemina Shah by Shem Shalom.